So far, the crew has cleared every hurdle naysayers have placed in their way. Columbus would be home to one of the 10 inaugural teams. Columbus has outperformed much larger cities. The true success indicator has been from the fans.
Hello and welcome to the club. I'm your host Mars, and this is the Upper 90 Club, a roundtable podcast where five friends discuss the Columbus Crew. On this episode, we review the 3-0 Hell is Real blowout from Sunday.
Absolutely.
Right. We had a booth set up outside the stadium and met a bunch of great folks. We are going to do a number of giveaways. For
more than one?
Yeah, yeah. We had originally planned to do one, but we got some extra swag, some land grant stuff, a supporter supply Hell is Real scarf. So
yeah,
we'll get into
the kind
that.
people at Land Grant gave us a hat and a shirt to give away, and the wonderful people at Supporter Supply let me pay full price for a scarf I'm going to give away.
Did you use the promo code? You have a promo
I didn't
code.
have free shipping. He handed it to me. He put it on me.
It was free shipping. Did you have to say Upper 90 Boys to get it?
No, but I did get Kevin's wife, one of the co-owners of Supporter Supply, took a picture of me, and I was like, "Put Upper 90 Club." She's like, "Oh, you're on the podcast." I'm like, "Oh, you've heard of us?" She's like,
okay,
"Nope."
So the shipping was free, and you got free advertising. So that's good. That's good. All right. Well, thank you, Kevin's wife. Also, we are doing another installment of the Shootout with Chris DeVille, where we test our Columbus Crew trivia skills. We get a Crew 2 update from President Byrd. I feel like now we have two President Camacho, President Byrd. This is like there's a cuckoo going on.
Not that kind of bird.
Okay. No, I get it.
And we'll run through our predictions from both from the Leagues Cup, the winner of that, and our score predictions for the Cincy game, and we'll lay out our predictions for the Toronto game. So you guys were outside the stadium. Why don't you kind of tell me about the setup and what that was like?
Could not have been better.
I wish we could give away like 200 things because there was some great people.
Yeah. I gave away a yard sign to a child. I was that pumped.
Does anyone get the mannequin?
No, those are really expensive.
Actually, we gained some beer. We got donated beer.
Yeah, people.
True. Yep.
And they gave us beer, and I was like, "Do you want to enter to win a jersey? Like, you don't have to do anything." They're like, "Absolutely not." I was like, "Oh, okay."
I just want to give you beer.
Yeah, Crew fans,
we're
man.
going to hopefully we'll talk just for a few minutes about the Leagues Cup because
we don't have to. You're
we can mention how wonderful I did during.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about our
okay.
predictions.
Magic.
We did predict. We predicted the winner of the tournament, and we predicted the winner of the Cincy game, or we predicted the scores for the Cincy game. So we'll go through that. We'll put out our predictions for the next game, which is I have no idea.
Toronto on Saturday.
Toronto on Saturday. Okay, excellent. So let's start with the drawing, right? I mean, I want to jump in and do that, and then I kind of want to hear from you guys a little bit more about the setup and how things went pregame. So, the first thing we're gonna give away is Land Grant hat, right?
It's a good hat. That's a great hat.
Yeah, Ben really wants the hat.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
Before we came on, I was like, we're just gonna do 3, right? Like, I was like, I kind of want to keep the hat. Everyone's like, no, dude. I was like, oh, I was like, cool. I guess, So whoever wins this, I'm gonna send it to you, and I'm gonna know where you live.
All right, so we have a bin.
Where you work.
We have a bin of names, right? Of entrants.
Yes.
He's shaking
He's shaking
bin.
it up now.
Shaking it up.
All right, draw the first winner.
All right.
All right, you ready?
What do we got, Ben?
I will see if you can read it. That'll be interesting.
Here, I don't want anybody to think I'm cheating, so I'm gonna look at you guys in the eye while I do it.
Oh, that's creepy.
All right, I got one. You ready?
We're ready.
The first winner. All right, I'm actually sitting in a really dark room. It is Morgan Hughes, and his email is youguysuck@gmail.com.
No, there's no way.
No, it is actually Craig Brooks. So Craig,
Awesome.
Craig.
you won a hat,
Congrats,
dude,
Craig.
and you had to
Congrats,
do
Craig.
nothing. It was so So we can get into this. So congrats, Craig.
But yeah. But
Yeah. So tell
No, he stopped by and
tell,
said hi.
Oh yeah.
Tell me at least, and anyone else who didn't see you guys out there about the setup and what it was like before the game yesterday.
Yeah, it was awesome. We got there at 4:00 ish. Posted up. Was playing some Mariah Carey out front as we do, and
Corner of Hocking and Nationwide.
It was perfect 70 degrees out there. It was really pleasant to hang out.
70 degrees. Give me a break.
It was
quite
hot.
sweaty.
It was hot.
It was hellish hot. So
Yeah.
that
You
worked
had been out there with a microphone.
a megaphone.
Megaphone yelling at everybody.
His
it
new
was
favorite
$30.
toy.
It was the best $30 I ever spent.
As me and Mort were conversing with people as they came to the tent.
Yeah,
And
that was
Ben
great.
would yell in your face.
We met a lot of
sorry.
personalities. We met people that didn't know what we were doing. It was like, what kind of club is this? And we said we are a podcast, which is always
And they
good.
say,
We are
"Oh,
a
what?"
podcast. Yeah, what? And then we met some really nice listeners. It was quite a few. It was very nice.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So
we met
very, very
Justin,
important.
who won the first predictions. So like he came up and he's like, "Oh yeah, who gave me that like sweet flip comb knife thing?" I was like, "That was me!" And I like gave a big hug. I was like, "Yeah, dude." We met the infamous Way. That dude is nice as all get out.
Super nice.
Jamie and her husband Chris. We met them.
Mm-hmm.
They came
Yeah.
separately, and then she texted him and let him know we were there, and he came over with his daughter.
We hope
Yeah.
you're enjoying your ride to work this morning.
Yeah. Don't say
Well, I
that
saw
though.
some-
I don't like the way.
I saw
No,
some.
but they said that they
photos-
enjoyed or listening on the ride in on Wednesday morning.
We're just gonna try and put him to sleep. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, so I saw some pictures. You guys were like right outside the stadium, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We were like that Greek mural on the opposite side of the stadium there. So yeah, we saw all the action.
Our bodies
And
were like
March-
Greek gods.
March
so
came
it
right
made a
by,
lot of sense.
right?
March came right by.
Both
Yeah.
marches.
Yeah,
That's great.
it was awesome.
Fruit
Yeah, a lot of
March
people were
and
giving
the
us
Cincy
looks. It
March.
was hard with the megaphone because I was trying to tell people like, "Hey, win a jersey, but also you don't have to sign up for anything. We're just giving it away."
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "We're not signing up," and I'm like, "Yeah, cool, man. I like do not want your information. Just give me like
Yeah.
a way to get a hold of you."
name.
And I was like,
Yeah.
I work at a place that has like all HIPAA compliant. We're gonna destroy this stuff. Like I just can't give this away. And
He
everybody, like,
marketed it at
yeah.
one point as a HIPAA compliant drawing.
yeah, I was like, we're a HIPAA compliant podcast. Who?
That is so dorky.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
everyone's
absolutely.
walking around
It's
with a
on
tracking
brand.
device in
Yeah.
their pocket. You know?
yeah, yeah.
No, so great interaction. We made fun of some Cincy fan. There was some good sports there that took a little harassment about jerseys and all
Some
that.
There was a-
entered to try to get
Don't say
jerseys.
that.
Yep.
There were,
Yep.
yeah, there was two. I have
yes.
pictures of them, but I'm not gonna post them. But I just after the game, I was like, I'm gonna like I wanted.
We're
to
definitely
so
going to
bad.
destroy it. We're going to destroy
No, those
all
I'm
of it, right?
keeping.
I
Those are on the
hate it.
drive.
So if you are a new listener, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Upper 90 Club Pod, or watch clips, maybe even the drawing. Can we get the drawings on there on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm gonna
At
post
Upper
them.
90 Club. Okay.
Sweet.
All right. Well, let's jump into the game and talk lineups. Haas, why don't you run through those?
Yes, so we had Cucho, Matan, and Ramirez up top with their normal kind of shifting formation up there. Yeboah, Morris, Nagby, and Gressel in the middle. Amundsen, Zawadzki, Morera in the back, and Schulte in goal. Basically
Yeah, so-
what we expected.
Yeah, we had a discussion whether Rossi would start or not. I think we all kind of
Right.
said we'd probably come in as a sub. And I think somebody called out Ben about 68th minute, and it was 58th minute. He came
I was
out.
screaming that when I was in the stadium. I was like, I was right. I told you 60 minutes.
Who's ever subbed at 60? Who's ever done that?
And I crowd served.
Wait,
and-
not Nancy, although he
Nope.
wasn't there. He was too busy.
He
doing
was
his
there.
As Kool-Aid Man.
Yep.
Saying "oh yeah" in French.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
Ooh-wee.
Ooh-wee.
Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee.
I have to
I
know
don't know
what that
French.
is.
just ask Ben, right? He's got to know.
yeah,
He
I'm
has
on the
to pick
Alta
it up.
Vista Duolingo. Ay, Dios mío.
So,
No save.
I mean, what do you guys think of
Ooh-wee.
this setup? Right, this is our first league game since Lucas left. Matan was kind of assuming that central role,
Oh,
but we had
Matan.
Gressel. We had Gressel in since the last league game. So, what do you think?
I mean, fine. I think the discussion was, does Rossi start? I think half of us said he was going to start. The other half was kind of like wishy-washy. In hindsight, it was an absolute perfect lineup. But
Yeah, I think this is the lineup that we want to see out there. I mean, we can argue how it went during the game, but ultimately, it was great. I mean, you want to see, especially watching Gressel be able to start, and Matan, Cucho, and Ramirez up top. Yeah. So
Yeboah looked good as well.
Right.
Yeah.
he
So I
continues
think
to look good. Like
This is
completely
what we
renaissance.
wanted to see coming out against the best team in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah, no issues.
The team with the best record in the league. I'm not willing to say they're the best team.
Yeah.
That's my boy.
That's my heart.
Don't give him an inch,
Well,
Haas.
I know this is a sidebar, but I sent you a link just before we got on here that ESPN has the Columbus Crew at number 1 in the power rankings.
Saw that.
Yeah, totally
MLS
made up power rankings.
I don't click for links.
Doesn't matter.
Especially
Take the
after
wins.
it was the Nagby post. They posted the team and that yoked out Nagby in the corner. Like they're like, yeah, they've got to be the strongest team just based on that guy. That guy with
I
that
didn't
body.
realize how beefy that man is.
It is
That's all it said.
insane.
That's all it said in the power rankings.
BP's a bit much. I mean,
No. That guy, I saw it. I was like, I felt funny. I was like, whoa.
So
I didn't realize you could
what-
look like that.
we got scoring quick. I mean, what else did you see in the first handful of minutes before we got up on the scoreboard? Anything?
Well, the frustration was like, because we were set up outside, Haas and I took the car back, packed up, and we actually missed like around the first 10 minutes. And as we were walking in, I heard the crowd and I thought it was Sensi. So I didn't get a chance to watch it until this morning. And when I was watching it, I was like, oh, wow, the first 10 minutes was mostly us as well.
It had to
like
be
at
that
what-
Aiden shot, his first
Yeah.
shot from so deep that we heard, and it was like, what's
Yeah,
happening?
he
Yeah.
rifled that one too.
Yeah.
That was like floating like a foot off the ground for like 30 yards. It was spectacular. But before we even get into the game, remember the before kickoff they had the band doing Wise Men Say.
Yeah.
I liked it.
The
They
feedback, because we didn't get to watch it, was extremely positive.
Yeah. So everybody knew what note to hit. There's always like this like murmur getting out because they were trying to figure out, okay, where exactly we start. Instead, it was like, wise man say, like can really like
that's not
howl it, right? So
Yeah.
that was just a great kickoff there. So from the
As a
start,
city, we're a bit pitchy.
New
Yeah.
tradition.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and you throw in like an extra trumpet that's like randomly a half a
Yeah, it's not in
like
tune.
four steps too
Yeah,
high.
they didn't like
So,
release the spit valve. Like it's all wonky.
I didn't.
You
I
got
when they
Dom's
started playing,
Vuvuzuela, that's like
when they started playing, I was like, oh, what is this? Is this gonna work? And I was like, oh yeah, this absolutely works.
yeah, it was
like it.
overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah.
That's interesting. It's an interesting.
So that took us from a good start. The crowd was.
I thought the gameplay was it was I couldn't tell if we were just doing everything right or if Cincy just didn't show up, right? I mean, and I could almost apply that to the rest of the game, but like
Yeah,
I almost felt, dare I say, boring at times. There just wasn't a lot of competition from
Boring
Cincinnati.
for Cincinnati fans, maybe.
Yeah,
it was like we were playing a USL team.
yeah.
yeah, and they
You know what I mean? Like,
I think they had a little chance, like early on, a breakthrough or something that we just took care of pretty well. But man, we were on it from the start, and it seemed to be just have full control, knocking the ball around. Nagby and Morris in the middle just started taking command from the start.
Mhm.
I think there was at some point early on, Acosta made Morris look stupid like twice in the game, but that didn't affect Morris at all. He was just like so good on the
Yeah,
ball.
he ended up going on to
Up,
be the player of the game.
player of the game.
You know what I mean?
So Acosta would do
So you guys
things
got
like
there-
that, but he did nothing with the ball after that. He did some details here and there, but he had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Vasquez was non-existent.
Yeah.
He
I
had
didn't-
one shot, maybe.
Yeah,
It's insane.
So you guys got there 10 minutes or so late.
Just Haas and I,
Haas
yeah.
Ben, yeah.
Mhm.
But Aiden Moore scored in the 15th minute. Haas, talk us through that. We can talk about the goal.
So I had a hard time choosing where to start summing this one up because we were possessing the ball so much leading up to this.
We started out with the kickoff, and then we had the ball until we scored. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Um,
So they blew the whistle, and
but yeah.
So this band played Wiseman.
We're possessing the ball pretty well in the offensive half. We end up swinging the ball out to the wing and then working it into the middle and finding the open man over and over, left wing, right wing. At some point, Amundsen plays a ball into Morris in the middle of the field. He's able to pull a few defenders towards him and plays the ball out wide to Yeboah. Yeboah kind of sits on the ball there for a second, and Ramirez makes a run at the back post. Cucho makes a delayed run at the back post, and Matan is going towards the near post, and that drags in 7 Cincinnati defenders or players into the box. Morris moves up to the box. Oh my God, talking. Yeboah plays the ball into Morris just outside the box. He takes one touch and blasts it with his right foot low to the side netting.
that
Didn't have a chance.
was
Yeah.
a rocket. But the funny thing, he almost looks like he hits it like little off balance too.
He does.
And
Yeah.
he just hits the sweet spot on that. It just
Yeah,
comes
yeah.
off the foot so nicely and just rocket it in. The goalie has no chance.
Yeah. Yeah.
was the goalie moving the other direction too? Like, wasn't he kind of? I think
He took probably a step the wrong way, and then
Yeah,
after that,
yeah,
it
yeah.
was like it's not a chance.
Toast.
Even if it didn't do that, I don't think it'd be even close to it.
Yeah.
There was
it
so
pinged
much
off the
pace
back.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hit the back of the net and just like bounced out. And then he proceeds to just run like right there and just open up his arms. I wanted to hug him when he did it.
Yeah, that was. I remember. I just got off my seat and just wow. I was like, I can't believe I just saw it in this game, and that rocket just to kick it off.
Yeah.
Man,
Well,
that was
looked-
phenomenal.
on the broadcast anyway. It looked pretty heavily Crew fans. I mean, was
Oh,
there
yeah.
a large
it was packed.
Cincy presence or?
I mean, they did a good appearance up in the south corner there, but nothing.
They were kind of scattered throughout as well, but
yeah,
not like the America
no,
fans
nothing
showing
like that.
up.
Yeah. No.
It was very dominant, and they got quiet pretty early too, so that was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like, they were
Okay.
like, oh, this is okay. This is going to be rough.
So, I don't know that like I said earlier, I kind of felt like we watched. The game wasn't super dynamic, right? I mean, I think that we had control of the game for most of the time. Anything you guys saw throughout the first half? Trey, what about you?
I think one of the biggest things, I mean, his play the entire first half and even second half.
Morris.
No, Zawadzki.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Zawadzki was a beast back
Beast.
there. And I mean, I think it was, what was it, like 32nd minute? He like got the ball turned, got Acosta going the wrong way, and then drove it up the middle and like beat probably six Cincinnati players. And
he
then
did
he
like a
ended up-
Morvera run.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
totally. He should have kept it, but he put it out wide to Gressel, and they kind of lost steam. But I mean, it was just kind of indicative of like the confidence that this team is playing with right now. And
Zawadzki, yeah, he looked really good.
He
Was he
looked
the one who
really good.
cleared it?
Cleared it off the line.
that.
yep,
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Schulte
And-
was
and they-
kind of out of position.
The crowd reacted appropriately. The team maintained composure. They didn't even look like, and they just kind of they moved on business as usual. You know, it was awesome.
It's funny. We try to highlight players, and I looking at the starting 11. I'm like, that was phenomenal from top to bottom.
It was
Mhm.
They all-
extremely comprehensive.
Yeah, There was like I can highlight something every one of these players did in this game, which is fantastic.
You guys reacted to Matan. I mean, what'd you see? What'd you see in him?
He's filling that role so well. I mean, that's why he also started him, because he knows that role. He's filled it before when Zelrayan was injured. Just like he had so many opportunities where he actually gets to turn with the ball and distribute it, and he challenged people, and gets by one-on-one. No, he was so solid first half. Almost surprised to see him go, but we all know why.
Yeah.
I mean, he had to come off the field, but man, he was strong. It's funny to see him being actually rated lowest on FootMob, but wow, great performance by him, and we're happy to have him.
Yeah.
So, and even before, I'm like just looking at the timeline here. That clearance, it looks like it was maybe 24th minute or so.
Yeah.
But we got our second goal before that, right?
Right before it, yeah.
And
Man,
I mean,
foul, no foul. Sorry.
Well, it was, yeah. So, you mean? I mean, I wanted to ask you guys what you thought about handball.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any doubt. I don't think they even really
It was
objected
legit.
it. Yeah,
No,
they didn't really
right.
object that much to it.
His arm was kind of like,
Above
Yeah.
his head.
he had like his elbow was a right angle.
Yeah.
Oz
was jealous.
It did. Yeah. It only bends this far. I can only open it this far.
And it was off of fancy little Cucho flick over the top.
Yeah.
So Ramirez, he didn't get on it, but since he won it and just kicked it up into their own hand in the box.
Well, and
I guess the question, Trey,
yeah.
are you asking because it's like, limited time to react? I don't know that he was.
If that ball
didn't look
doesn't
like he
hit
was
his
a reach.
hand, it's not going into a position
Sure,
that's
that
going to
too.
be played
Yeah.
on.
No,
It would,
I'm
like,
not sure if
out.
I agree with that. If he didn't touch the hand, I think it falls better to Ramirez, and he can get a better finish on the ball.
It was still on the upward trajectory. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just playing devil's advocate out there. Like,
No, you're a Cincy fan. I
no,
can tell.
honestly, watching the EPL recently, a lot of these calls are not being called that way anymore.
Yeah.
He was
So-
in the air. It went off his foot
right.
up into
Yeah.
his hand.
It was an unnatural position. The issue that I always struggle with is, because of that, him hitting that, does that give you does that equal a free shot on goal? Like, do you get a free shot on goal
Right,
if this just
right.
like pops up? But that's not how the rule is. That's never how the rule has been. So I always have a rough time with just like, oh, cool. Like, we get a free shot on goal because the ball popped up and hit this guy's hand. But I mean, by the letter of the law, which again, I didn't read it, Trey. But
By how it is being called in MLS this
Currently.
year and in the previous few years, that is a handball.
yeah,
If you look at
unnatural
how FIFA
position.
if you look at how FIFA has adjusted it and how it's being applied in some of the European leagues right now, that probably would not get called a handball.
I
So
think
I
it-
was
I
just,
still
I was
think- I
torn
still
a
think it
little bit. I
would.
just
Let me. Can I think I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I don't know how far left we're gonna turn here, but if we zoom out a little, Uncle Ted doesn't have a glistening, shiny record in Columbus in the past, right?
Man.
So
Yeah,
Uncle Ted hates
wh-
Ohio.
Right.
Jesus.
just in general.
So what did you guys think about the referee Ted Uncle and how he called?
He
this
hates
game
Cincinnati
in general
more than
Yeah.
Columbus.
Okay, so you do think?
I mean,
so this is
Dude,
what
he
I'm
was
asking,
so
is, like,
mad at
you-
the Cincinnati players. It was ridiculous.
I thought he did a good
Yeah,
job.
more.
You're muted.
yeah. Probably because he muted. He was just like, "Oh,
No,
Ted Uncle," and he's like, "I'm gonna say some things." There's
Mark's
gotta be a
like,
clean
Yeah,
podcast.
better be muted. No, first half I thought it was a well called game. The second half, I swear that he was trying to make this game interesting, because you don't see Nagby getting frustrated as he was, because he kept getting fouled. The shoes coming off. There's like nothing. There's like nothing
Yeah.
and nothing and
Well,
nothing.
So
It was kind of ridiculous there. Like around the 70th and 80th minute,
Yeah,
it was going a little bit.
Well, so to bring all this into context, I was watching the game with some folks who were I don't know if they're Cincy fans. They weren't necessarily Crew fans, and so they were saying,
Defriend them.
"Oh, it's home cooking. That's home cooking." When the handball got called, right? And I was like, "Well, I don't know." And I made some of the same points that we're talking about here, but then it occurred to me a couple minutes later that Ted Uncle was on the field, and that historically he
Historically, he plays
he's
for
not
the
in
other
our
team.
favor.
right.
Yeah.
Historically,
Yeah,
he scores goals for the
He
other
did
team.
get the ball off of
He did.
Matan at
Yeah,
one
he did.
point.
He did get in the way of Matan. He got it. I tried to clip it. There's another one where he gets in Aiden's way, and he has
He's
to like
"Did you
dribble
see
around
that,
him. It's like,
Christina? Did you see that?"
Yeah.
yeah.
So I wanted to ask that here. I just wanted to get your take because I felt
I thought it was
like, oh, come
fine.
on, handball.
I mean,
if it's a handball, but
Yeah, but if anybody watched the game, we won easily.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
like
and
it
at
was
the
a
end of the
nod.
game,
That's a
it didn't
nod.
Yeah,
matter.
but what's that
It didn't-
mean?
None of that mattered, right? Because of
Yeah.
the ultimate scoreline. But okay, but we never talked about the goal, so let's do that. Haas, run through it.
Yeah, so it's a penalty kick. Cucho steps up to take it, calmly shoots it low into the left of the keeper. The keeper dives right. It's Cucho's 6th goal of the regular season.
That's nice and composed. He kind of
Yeah.
just leaned. He put his weight
Yep.
to that side. The goalie goes and he puts it the other way. Very
Yep,
nice.
right in front of Nordic, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody should have thrown him a beer.
I did like the
why
celebration
didn't
with the celebration with him and Ramirez was
Yeah.
awesome. They did that like
Windows
the Boondock
desktop
Saints
background.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. What else did we see in the first half?
Just domination. Typical domination.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, we
Yeah.
actually, we probably had a couple of more chances at the end there too, but I can't remember on top of my head right now. But I never really felt very threatened there. I think they had one shot at the very end of the half.
40th minute, there was a save to Schulte's left that he
Yeah.
made an
He
incredible
was solid.
save. Yeah,
Um,
Oh,
insane.
Bupenza.
Yeah.
They were getting in behind. Every time they got in behind, though, it was a direct ball over the top. And that's like all they were doing the entire game was kicking it over the top.
And usually what we have a problem with. But
They threatened us a couple times.
Zava was solid there. He won some really important head balls.
Yeah.
To
There's a lot of
keep
one-on-one
them up.
defending too, but that's just nature of how we play with 3 in the back. And like, for the most part, everybody played completely fine. Like I said, there's always going to be in the way we play where they have some shots that are, or they're going to get in behind, or they're going to be isolate one of us. But
Yeah,
for the
but I
most
think
part, like
one-
Zawa just
One thing
cleaned
that
up.
you
How
saw in this
How
game.
old is he?
He's
Can we
12.
sign him to like a Pat
21?
Mahomes? Pat Mahomes,
Yeah.
like
or like the
15
Chelsea,
year.
like 20 years.
You're gonna be in the center forever.
It
Well,
is
He's doing
very
such a good
interesting.
job.
It's so interesting though because we really just play with one guy that is really a defender.
Yeah. And it's
So Malte Amundsen is a left, like more of like wing back or a
Yeah.
winger, and then you have him. Zava is a midfielder,
Yeah.
and then you have Morera, and it's
April
impressive.
21st of 2000. So he is 23 years old.
2000.
Yes. After we graduated high
boy.
school, most of us.
Okay.
So-
Yeah.
Well, I didn't realize you
Okay.
could be a
But-
baby and be a professional.
Yeah, I mean, I think you continue to see, like, you saw the 3 in the back playing it really well, but the 2 sitting in front of them, Aiden and Nagby, were fantastic in this game.
Wow.
Yep.
Both
I mean,
of
just
them.
the outlets that they gave the defense to be able to play it out multiple times, to play it to Yacht and Gressel, just broke that Cincy press wide open every single time.
Yeah, it's. I mean, to me, that was where the game was won. They had nothing in the middle. They couldn't play through the middle. And specifically because I got to watch it again, the positioning with Nagby and Morris is just the most fluid, pretty thing. Like just watch it. Just watch them play. They're always like creating space for themselves, and they're just the outlet to pretty much anybody. Like we were just playing through them all game, and like there was nothing Cincinnati could do. And Cincinnati also plays like a 3-4-3 as us. So like in theory, the midfield should be kind of congested, but we had no issue at all
None.
playing through them.
I would also point out one thing. We talked about Gressel. We talked about Farsi and Gressel, right? We said Farsi is the one that hustle up and down and can do all that. Gressel was all the way back. He was doing a huge job all the way back, winning it. He got some size to him too, which is kind of good as well. He played a solid all-around performance too, like on that side.
I think, speaking of winning, Ben, is it time for another winner?
Should we do that, or should we wait till we get back from break? Do we make them suffer?
Let's go to break, and then when we come back, we'll do a drawing.
Halftime.
And discuss the second
Sounds
half.
great.
All right, we'll be right, Trap.
This episode of the Upper 90 Club is brought to you, as always, by Supporter Supply Company. Hi, friends, this is your good pal Morgan Hughes, here to talk to you about a serious issue facing 96% of all crew supporters in Columbus. Why, not enough free shipping, of course. For a limited time now, through the eventual heat death of the universe, Upper 90 Club listeners can use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z on the end of it, at checkout for free delivery on absolutely any order over $10. But Morgan, what if I order $10 worth of stickers, or those goddamned buttons, or some other combination of small items that make you want to kill yourself? Will the free shipping still apply then, even as you curse our family, while you package up our little tiny annoying ass order for us? Of course it will. That's just how much we here at Supporter Supply value our friends at the Upper 90 Club. So head on over to supportersupply.co and use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z at checkout for free shipping on all your orders over $10. And don't forget to tell them that your friends at the Upper 90 Club sent ya.
All right, we're back. It's time to give away some more stuff. Land Grant. We got a Land Grant shirt, right?
Yes. Wear a shirt.
Ben still has the bin ready to go. Let's do another drawing for the Land Grant shirt.
You guys hear it shaking?
Thank you guys again for stopping by. I'm sorry I missed it.
And we'll do it again. We'll fly Mars in and
Mars, where were you?
Yeah, we'll pay for your ticket.
I was at a family engagement.
Where were you?
Tickle Stadium.
I was actually in Cincinnati.
You were at Rheingeist.
I had my polo with my collar pop.
Making my way down to Newport Aquarium. Sipping on some Tide Pods.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see who we got.
Who we got, Ben?
I'm confused. This white thing in here.
Is this the T-shirt?
Is it a sticker?
This is for a T-shirt.
Oh, it's part of a sticker. So, all right. So this is for the massive T-shirt. It's actually like a specific crew thing. All right, you ready? The problem too is
massive T-shirt.
Yeah, the problem is too. I'm worried that it's going to be a kid because we had a lot of kids in her. They're going to be like, I got this large beer shirt. It's like
Dad will be happy.
They have a sibling or a parent, or
they'll grow up someday.
We apologize.
Yeah, we're parents that drink. We get it. All right, it is Nick, and I don't want to pronounce the last name wrong. Nick Bray. I'm Nick Bradick. You did it. We got it.
Nick.
Ironically, they gave
Good job, Nick.
Hey, yeah, and shout out to both these people, both Craig and Nick. Area codes are 330, so they're Cleveland people.
Nice.
Yeah, they get it.
I
spoke, black and gold.
I spoke to a nice couple that was all decked out, and they came from Sandusky, and they coming down to every game.
Wow,
which is freaking amazing. Love it.
That's awesome.
Farther from Cincy, the better. All right, congratulations, Nick. Okay, let's get back into the game. Second half, pre-subs. It was more of the same. Yeah. Dominance.
Yeah, just
anything of note.
It's just playing in a USL team per usual.
You know, I thought it was interesting that Cincinnati was playing with a little baby on the field, a little crybaby the entire game.
Is that
I love your voice.
Yeah, Acosta was constantly complaining and screaming and waving his hands.
Yeah, he's like, I nutmegged him. Why are we winning?
Haas is the only one who doesn't have a baby. He doesn't know. He thinks that's what a baby is.
Baby.
You don't have a baby with a neck tattoo.
Yeah, that's also true.
I put Mickey Mouse neck tattoos on my kid.
He is a little baby, though. Yeah, that's true.
So Acosta, and he was like totally a non-factor, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
he did some trickery, but with no end product. He had a couple of balls through. I mean, I think they had one pretty decent shot but it was from an angle, and that was about it. And when they brought up all the subs, and we can go through the subs, I guess we should talk about Rossi real quick.
it's 58th minute. Yeah,
58th minute,
and
yeah.
I think we should talk about Rossi because it's much anticipated. What'd you guys think? I mean, he had that look real quick.
He trapped it on the first touch. The second touch, he put it up to himself, and the third touch, he almost scored a goal.
Yeah,
left-footed.
Left-footed, and it was a pretty decent save there. So yeah, he almost scored with his first interaction in the game.
So
which was
Man,
awesome.
that would have been insane.
The question I have is Matan the best sub for him? The best like for like?
It was a little
No.
funny because he played much more out on the left.
Yeah.
Right.
He ventured out to the left more. Matan likes it to go down the middle a little bit more, so I'm not sure. Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Matan did look sad coming off.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
think maximizing talent on the field, definitely, Diego Cucho and Martinez are definitely the three you want on there. But if you're trying to do like for like in terms of how we play, I don't know if Matan coming off makes the most sense.
It could be Ramirez, but man, he did a post up.
He was playing well.
Yeah, he was doing a very good job. So you have a predicament, and you want that. You want to have this problem.
It's
Like
yeah.
who you bringing up. This is a great problem to have.
It's the same thing that I was talking about in previous pods, where we have a lot of really talented strikers that all have different. They're all completely different players. Like when Rossi came in, it was like, the way they were saying it on the broadcast on rewatch is like, they traded him for Zelarayan. It's like, yeah, but that wasn't the plan. Like, Zelarayan's like a number 10. I'd say Matan is the most like a number 10 on the field. Yeah. Cucho is kind of playing that role, but he's kind of just Cucho. We just kind of let him do whatever. Yeah. Also, shout out to the Tifo. The Tifo was disgusting. Like absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely amazing.
Was it Rock'em Sock'em?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, I mean, taking off Matan, it was I think we're starting to see the three up front that Nancy is used to. Like, I don't think he normally plays with a number 10, a guy that kind of plays and like floats around underneath. I think he normally plays with three guys that are more like strikers.
Do you guys know, is Rossi typically a number 10? Like, does he wear a number 10? Does he wear the number 10?
Well, what I mean.
He is. And we
number 10.
We saw a kid walking by our tent that had like a number 10 jersey with a tape over the name. It said Rossi.
Yeah, it's like the Browns quarterback thing.
Yeah, he wore 10.
Keep anyone for more of the season, but
he wore 10 in LAFC.
Okay, because I was kind of surprised because he doesn't really play that role.
No, he's not a central attacking.
I guess I was kind of surprised that he wore 10.
A lot of the numbers were taken already.
Yeah.
But I would say, going back to the game, the second half, I mean, we did Diego Rossi come in. He did a good job. He had some pretty good opportunities.
Dangerous.
They subbed in like pretty much half a line. And they were probably hoping for a push. And after that, we just absolutely took over. They couldn't borrow the ball.
I know.
And we were just knocking it around and just cross runs and in and outs and whatever else. They had like nothing.
What do you think of? What do you think? Well, okay. I'm sorry to jump in, but we made a few subs like at the end. We got to see Camacho for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Not for long, right?
Yeah, Zalva run himself
6 minutes.
Zalva run himself empty. He was started cramping up pretty bad, I think, was the issue.
He had an awkward kind of collision with Santos when he beat Santos to the ball and cleared it well, and then just kind of an awkward knock.
Did we get a good enough look at Camacho? I mean, this is kind of like garbage time almost.
Yeah.
He looks.
I don't think we learned anything from
No,
it.
but,
I don't
the
think we
few
did
things I
either.
saw is he seemed very confident on what he was doing. He was clearly making instruction. He knows Nancy ball, so
Yeah.
that's true.
he was sending
True.
some instructions out there pretty early, like, hey, the ball have to come here, you have to play it here, and so on. So he seems like he was kind of like he seems like an experienced player.
He
which we can
was he
need.
retained by Montreal like through the League's Cup? Is that what I saw? I mean, I think he played a couple games with the result, whatever the contract was. He played with them, Montreal, in the League's Cup, and now this is his first appearance, right?
Yep.
This sub,
Yep.
yeah. Even though I think it was his acquisition was announced prior to the League's Cup.
And it was not a whole lot of time, but Shabirko, the little I saw, he seems like he was much more confident. There was some really intricate passing, like around the 19th minute, where the ball was just pinging around,
Yeah.
and he was a part of that as well.
Okay.
Well, that
And-
2
and
weeks
Russ-
between Leagues Cup leading up to this, I think all these new guys, Chaperco, Camacho, Rossi, everyone had time to gel and kind of figure out the scheme and
It definitely helped having
play together.
2.5 weeks off
Yeah.
for sure.
And also, Russell Rowe came in, and boy, I tell you what, honestly, for Aiden to score, which I felt he desperately needed, that was like the one thing that, because in the beginning of the season, he scored, and we're like, oh man, we're rolling. He scored, I think, in back-to-back games or something.
Yeah.
And then he kind of had a drought, and then he went to the U.S. men's national team and struggled and had to, take time off for, whatever reason. To see him come back and play as well as he did, and then come into the biggest game of the season and make a statement goal like that was awesome. And another guy I have a soft spot for is Jason Russell Rowe. Seeing him come on in a game like this and just put a stamp on it near post at the top of the goal. I don't know, Haas, if you want to go through it. It was just everything is perfect, right? Gotta be.
Yeah, it was 90+6. Morris drives forward down the middle of the pitch, lays it off to Ramirez just outside the box, who has kind of an awkward little juggle, but he saves it and lays it off to Jason Russell Rowe, takes one touch with his right foot, shoots with his right near post into the underside of the top of the net.
Oh, it's
He
great.
hammered it home.
Yeah, it was a good finish.
If you go back a little further there, Morris's turn, he just burns like 2 or 3 guys off in their midfield and just turns up and down the field there. He did that multiple times this
Him
game.
and Nagby.
Him and
Yeah,
Nagby.
yeah. It was
A clinic. Like the center midfield, we're at the end of the game, we were seeing Nazi ball without a number 10. Like what do we expect from Nazi ball? We don't have a number 10, a playmaker like Pippa. We don't have somebody like Zelarayan anymore. We've got this dual midfield that just kind of is fluid, and you just play through them. And if you can't, there's always outlets. It just seemed like there was somebody open at all times. It is absolutely total football. It's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so I think that answers the original question, right? Of was this our game that we won, or Cincy's game that they lost? I mean, I
would expect I probably didn't get their best version of Cincy just based on what we have seen this year. I will say that, but we didn't give him a chance.
But they got
either.
the same 2-week break that we did, and
Yeah,
their
man.
starting lineup was unchanged.
No
so
regrets.
Missing Miazga.
They're
I
nervous.
think they had another defender that was
Yeah.
hurt.
But in our
nervous
defense,
ab-
Miazga is not good. That guy sucks.
He's good for them, but man, that guy sucks.
Dude. I don't mind most of their team, but
So
As a-
that
as
could
a
be a brutal
person.
week for them
As a
because
person.
they play in Inter Miami
The
on
Magic
Wednesday
Man.
Yeah.
in the Open Cup.
yeah, listening back to the
Cup
broadcast,
semifinal.
everyone knows they play Miami. Take it easy, apple.com.
No,
yeah. Well, that would
Touchdown.
that would tie into my complaint
Yeah,
about the
internet.
League's Cup, but we'll get to that here in a little bit. Okay, great game. Toronto on Saturday. Let's keep it rolling. We'll do our predictions for that here in a little bit. Let's take a break now. When we come back, we're going to do the shootout with Chris DeVille, and then we'll do the Crew 2 update, and we'll do our predictions. So we'll be right back.
Hey Dorothy, where's Diddy? Diddy? You know, Mars. I think he's practicing bicycle kicks alone in the backyard. Oh look, he left his microphone on. I think he was recording a new episode of Stoppage Time. What's that? Oh, it's the Upper 90 Club's evergreen content series featuring stories and interviews surrounding the Columbus crew. Where can I listen to it? I don't know. Wherever you get postcards? Postcats? Podcasts?
Girls, you got to see what I'm working on outside. What are you doing in here?
I'm making a new podcast.
All right. And we're back. We're going to jump in now to the latest installment of the Shootout with Chris DeVille. With us again in the club is Chris. Just quick recap. We're going to do... Chris is going to ask us 5 multiple choice questions, crew related.
We're doing multiple choice, right?
Opponent kind of related. Yes, multiple choice questions. Chris used to play music with me and Ben and Matt back in the day, and was the crew writer for The Alive. Most recently, the managing editor at Stereo Gum. So, Chris, welcome back to the club.
Great to be here, especially on this glorious day.
Woo!
He is risen.
Basking in the glow of victory.
Yes. So I hope that you have prepared some Cincinnati questions, but I'm anxious to hear what you have in store for us. Last time I said I was going to keep score and failed to do so because I was too distracted by the quality of the questions. This time I'm not going to think about it. I'm just keeping score. I've got the scorecard up. I'm ready. So take it away. What's the first question?
All right. The question by request from Ben.
Whoa, no.
How many wooden spoons does FC Cincinnati won? Wooden spoon, of course, is awarded to the team with the worst regular season record, the opposite of the Supporters Shield.
Yeah.
So your choices are A, 2, B, 3, C, 4, and D, 5.
And they've been in the league for how many years?
I'm not providing
Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Don't answer that.
You try to cheat. I also think it's called isn't it called the Anthony Precourt snake wooden spoon? I'm not being facetious. Like I think they call it that. Like that's a thing.
No, I think it's just the wooden spoon.
I'm sure that's why. All right, we got the answers.
You must have had enough time by now.
Yep.
Hold them up. What do you got? Let's see. Ben says A is 2. Haas says 1.
Okay, so the answer is B. It's 3 times.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right.
What?
I told him to ask the question.
Oh, that's even better. I'm happy I was wrong that they have 3.
So,
that's great.
So Haas was the only one who got that.
Nope,
Trey,
I got it.
Said 2 also.
Yeah, right.
Trey got it.
Yep.
Okay, Trey got it. Okay.
Yeah, let's not deny Trey his point.
Yep.
I
please
just
don't.
I didn't see his response. I
Very
saw the other one.
Likely the only point.
Yes.
All right.
Chris.
So some of today's questions relate to this weekend's match specifically, and are offshoots of that, and are not necessarily Hell is Real specific, but are tied to what happened on Sunday.
Okay.
So, for instance, Aiden Morris scored
The GOAT
in Sunday's game. He is a homegrown player, a product of the Crew Academy. The question is, how many homegrown players have scored for the Crew senior squad all time?
all time.
Your choices are A3, B4, C5, and D6.
I feel like one of these has to be and D88, and we were like, cool. We can just that one is not right, so it's got to be one of the other 3.
I don't see how that would be useful as an option.
Homegrown.
I mean, I asked the question and I didn't know the answer, so
I knew that you wouldn't know.
Yeah, 100%.
The number of
I knew that
players,
answer.
not the number of goals scored.
Yes, not the number of goals. It's just the number of players who
Making
have
sure.
gone
Homegrown
through
players.
the academy system and become a Crew homegrown signing, and then gone on to score a goal for the Crew.
He only asked that question so he can look it up. Check your Googles. We get daily in here.
Yeah.
All right, who's ready?
Ready?
Hold them up. Let's see. We got CBCA, a good variety.
The answer is C. It's 5 homegrown
right.
players.
There we go.
Damn it.
Trap.
I had to
There we got.
always
Trap,
go with the
Morris,
first gut.
Trap, Morris, obviously.
Cronulla?
Zawadski.
Okay.
Ben Swanson has
Yep.
1 goal.
Yeah.
Grove
and
City
Alex
native. All right,
Cronale.
baby.
What was the last one?
Alex Cronale.
Cronulla.
Oh,
Yep.
wild.
Cronale.
Oh,
I never know how to
Cronale.
pronounce Crognale.
Craig now.
Yeah, I've always said Craig now.
Italian, I guess.
We're actually going to
or
have a
something.
new segment called Pronunciations we're working on.
True.
Oh yeah.
Fact.
We can work on it right now.
Mhm.
Okay.
So hold on. Who got that one?
I did.
Ben and Trey. Okay. All right. See how I'm doing
All
my
right.
job here, guys?
Doing great. Not even participating.
Hmm.
Okay.
So, related to another goal scored by the Crew on Sunday, there was a different question I wanted to ask related to the Jason Russell Rowe goal, but I wasn't able to. I didn't have time to look up the stats that I was looking. So I might bring this question back
He's a
at a later
pirate.
date. So the question I'm going to ask instead is how many. So that goal was in the 96th minute,
Yes.
96?
95th, 96th. How many stoppage time goals has the Crew scored this season in all
Wow.
competitions?
In
All competitions. Yeah, don't ask it again, Oz. I feel like he's Googling it.
So
He is Googling. Look at Oz. He's Googling.
How could I be
Smart.
Googling it?
I don't know. He's got Google
You
glasses
got
or
your
something.
chin way up.
I'm
You got your
holding a
chin-
book with my.
How?
You're looking
of
at a
paper.
different screen
Book is a
right
phone.
now.
What's
All
a
right.
book?
all right.
All right.
You'd hear me
Okay,
type.
so what are the options?
The answer, your options are A5, B6, C7, and D8.
Man, 5 is the minimum. That's solid. There isn't even all competitions. All right.
You guys
Y'all
ready?
ready?
No. Nope. Hold on.
Yeah.
Y'all ready for this?
I am ready.
So D was 8.
D was 8. Yes.
Yes, D is
It's
8.
obnoxious.
Hold them up.
We are
Mort
obnoxious.
says 8. Trey and Haas say
A.
3.
The answer is 8.
Dang it.
Wow.
8?
Yeah.
Yeah, far weather fans. Far
How
weather
that
fans.
Okay,
Don't believe
make sure that my scan through the Wikipedia page of this season's results did not.
Nope. Nope. This sounds good to me.
Because
Don't see
you
any
pull
reason to do
down the
anything.
like show more, and it has a little soccer ball next to a goal and a little yellow card next to the yellow card, and I'm pretty sure that I did not count any yellow cards as goals. But Max Arfsten on March 25th, Yaboa on April 1st, Sean
Yes.
Zawadski April 15th,
Never forget.
Zell Rayan June 10th with the iconic
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
half
I
field
was there.
goal.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Own goal on June 24th by the other team, counting for us. I don't remember who that game was. I wrote it down and moved on. Zawadski again, July 8th.
Mm-hmm.
Morera, July 31st.
Yeah.
And Russell Rowe.
Okay.
Nice.
We have had a lot. Yeah, all those are because that was
Sounds
Yao's like
right, sounds
first game kind of back.
This is like the flip of last year when we gave up 8 goals by
Yeah.
this point.
At
Yeah.
least. And they were all they all changed the result of the game.
Yeah, God.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What's number 4?
This is kind of a negative question, in the spirit of the hell is real billboard as opposed to the Jesus is real billboard, which is more positive, as discussed off air. Which Crew coach was the first to lose to FC Cincinnati? Was it A, Caleb Porter, B, Greg Berhalter, C, Wilfred Nancy, or D, Robert Varzija?
Okay. I think I know this one. What was B and C?
Yeah.
B is Berhalter and C is Nancy.
Got it. All right, I'm ready.
Everybody ready?
Trey knows it. I guarantee Trey.
Hold
actually
them up.
knows it.
I got a B.
everybody's
yeah.
gonna
It's first time I think that everybody's gotten a question right.
Open
Yeah, was
Cup.
the Open Cup
Was
when
the
it
Open
1-0
Cup.
and it was a header?
I think
Why
it
do
was
I
when we
remember-
lost
Yeah,
in Cincinnati and Nippert Stadium.
we've
In Cincinnati, there was
never
during
lost
the
at home to
whole.
Cincinnati ever.
That result in the Open Cup like contributed to the Mexico game getting moved down
Oh,
to
that's right.
Cincinnati because
Yeah.
Berhalter
that's
was
right.
like, "Oh, the atmosphere in Cincinnati was so good."
Was that also before they were in the league?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they were still USL at the time.
Yeah.
They were.
They were already in. I think it was contributing factor to them.
Well,
coming
and
into
it
the
was,
league.
but it was
30,000
also that's it. They were selling out Nippert Stadium at the time.
$5 tickets.
You can beat Columbus. You can join the league.
It's like $5 ticket, $1 hot
Read
dogs.
a
and it's like-
memo from an executive.
No, that was the whole thing too, right? They were going to move one team and move another team in.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That was part of the narrative for sure.
Don't forget.
Well, that was
forget.
thwarted. All right, last question. So according to Google Maps, if you travel by I-71 between Lower.com Field and TQL Stadium, it's 113 miles.
Sickle Stadium.
the tickle.
You will encounter the hell is real sign when you are what percentage of the way through the drive to Cincinnati?
That's such a
I
good
submitted this
question.
question.
26% A.
Wait, hold on. Which
B's-
direction are you
Yeah,
traveling?
we're going from Columbus to Cincy.
Sorry,
From
Columbus to
Columbus
Cincinnati.
to Cincinnati.
Okay.
Okay.
A is 26%. B is 29%. C is 33%. And D is 38%.
Cool. That's a great question. It's got everything. It's got math. It's got stats and probability.
Numbers.
Read your
That was
numbers
a-
again
that
real
was
quick.
That was a Mars special right there.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. Give me those numbers again.
Okay, so driving from Lower.com Field to TQL Stadium.
Yep.
You will encounter the hell is real sign. Which percentage of the way through the drive? A, 26%. B, 29%. C, 33%. D, 38%.
Yeah.
I don't want to
All right,
answer
hold on.
this.
Good.
We got D from Haas, A from Trey, C from Ben, and another D from Mort.
Trey's the only one who's right. 26%.
Wow.
26%.
Oh, I'm thinking from my house.
I want to check that math.
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
that's
wait.
Listen
true.
to the question.
Yeah,
I can tell you-
to it when it was repeated. Yeah.
The Jeffersonville exit from my house is 35 miles, so I know it's before that. So that's what I based it on.
So we weren't talking about our house. We're talking about
Guys,
my house.
Yeah, before you live in
Clarified.
lower.com.
It was
house.
clarified.
It's got to be
Like-
your bowl.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
just because I'm
Plenty-
80% today, leave it alone.
I've wrote
I have to tell you,
Chris. I
I
Yeah, go
was
ahead.
going to read out the scores that Trey smoked you guys.
Oh, yeah.
He got 4 points. And
Oh,
the
yeah,
rest
he
of
did.
you got 2.
Yeah.
It's incredible
Trey.
when you keep score how clear it
Amazing.
is.
Got that
who
messy
wins.
magic going on. That's what that is right there.
I wrote down a number before you even said it. I said 44%.
Divided
I
by.
was surprised
That
that-
was way off.
I knew that it was like closer to Columbus, but I was
Yeah,
surprised
same.
it was that
Yeah,
much
I-
closer.
The percentage threw me off, though. That's what threw me off because I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, after the outer
Yeah,
belt, it's just
converting-
anything can happen.
You know, math.
yeah, I was on some website where you can enter in figures and it'll give you the percentage.
that's awesome.
There was no way that I was going
Is
to
it
be able to calculate,
Excel.com?
like, okay, so 30 miles out of 113 miles.
It's a constant
Is it
conversation.
calculator.com?
Yeah, I'm sure you can
It's
do
the
it with a
Rand
calculator.
McNally app.
We need an app that like you can open it up and it'll show you exactly how far you are away from that. Like it'll pinpoint you. Like you are 40 miles away. You are 600.
yeah.
miles.
Hey, I found this app. It's called MapQuest. It's really cool.
You still
You can
print
print
them.
out directions and stuff.
Yeah. Last week I mentioned Alta Vista
Yeah.
too. So it's
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Web 1.0.
Mm-hmm.
awesome. Well, thank you, Chris. This has
Thanks,
been great.
Chris.
It's also great to ride high after a result like this.
Yay.
That was real. game from yesterday.
For sure.
So what are you up to these days? Feel free to plug any upcoming projects or
Well,
things you're working on.
So it's Stereo Gum. I still have to finish writing this, but it'll be online by the time the show goes live. I'm doing a review of the album by this band Rat Boys from Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to see them.
Yeah, great band. Their new album, The Window, is coming out this Friday, and it's a contender for my favorite album of the year.
Wow.
Okay.
So that review hopefully will be good. I've only written about 20% of it, and it's supposed to be published tomorrow. So running behind in
Okay, bye.
Yeah, let's see. Did you guys? I haven't been on since I wrote my piece for the Ringer about the stars that came to MLS before Messi.
No,
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, it's
So,
been a minute.
If you search me at theringer.com, you can find. Yeah, I wrote an article that's kind of like tracing the history of famous players, quote unquote, retiring to MLS.
Who did terrible?
okay.
Yeah.
Well, not all of them did terrible.
Well, you sure about that?
David Villa.
Right.
Beckham eventually won 2 MLS Cups.
Yeah, but
Wow.
Lampard.
I didn't realize actually, until I went
Yeah,
back.
me
and,
neither. I don't know that I
his
would've
last
said
2
he-
seasons, because he was gone so much, he was always injured or out on loan for half the year.
Yeah. At AC Milan.
But technically 2011 and 2012 were his last 2 seasons, and maybe it was 2010 and 20. I don't remember. His last 2 seasons, Galaxy won the cup, and so it was his triumphant exit, kind of. But yeah, you can check that out.
Plug it on Twitter
It's at
or the X.
theringer.com. I got my, doing remembering some guys. Always a good pastime.
All right, awesome. Hey, Chris, thank you again for taking time and continuing the shootout. I hope that we will talk about the shootout from the Leagues Cup a few days ago and how ridiculous that was. But this has been dignified and of a high quality. So thank you again.
Thank you.
See you next time.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Bye.
Bye.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me again. Thank you for not having me last week, because I would not have enjoyed talking about that last defeat. But I get to talk now after what it was an amazing weekend. We had 2 great wins for Hell Week, and my baby daughter got to experience a gust of wind for the first time, which was pretty amazing to see her reaction. So overall, great weekend for me. And as far as the Cappies go, what looked to be a regular season record for a crowd watched as the Cappies dominated FCC2, a historic Crew stadium. And from the very beginning, much like on the first team game, the Crew 2 set the pace of the game, controlled possession, and was creating very dangerous chances. And I always say this, but the highlights are available on social media. If you weren't able to watch the game, you should go and check them out, just to see, in this case, how our first 4 goals were created from very high-level team play, especially in last game due to the play of Taha Brun, the academy elite prospect, and Isaiah Parente, who is also an academy player who has been with the first team, both of which played in the midfield. Together, they participated in all 4 of our goals. And I want to highlight Parente a little bit because he's in a strange position right now. He's way too good for MLS Next Pro. Every time he plays with the Cappies, he bosses the midfield like it's nothing. And he usually scores or assists multiple times, as he did on Saturday. He might have trouble cracking into the first team lineup since he's competing with Morris and Nagby, Matan, Cucho, and company. But man, does he deserve some playing time. And I really like his style of play. He's so cool. He's so mental in the way that he plays. It's just great. Another first team player who saw the field on Saturday was Philip Quinton, and he was a very vocal leader in the back line. They weren't challenged too much, but he did show that his level of play is above that of most MLS Next Pro contests. And I'm glad to see him get the minutes. I'm a firm believer that he has what it takes to be a great center back, but still needs to keep working on his game and getting a little bit more experience before he can be a rock for the first team's backline. usually center backs just take a little bit more time to develop. So excited to see him play. The first half, coming back to the game, finished up 4-1, with Cincinnati's goal coming from a good individual effort from their most experienced player, which was completely against the run of play. And Parente was subbed off at halftime for newly signed pro Cole Moroka. Congratulations to Cole. And the Cappies settled into a more comfortable pace of play. We still created a lot of chances, such as a shot from Fuson, who keeps impressing me. He's been so good this season, that hit the post. And this game could have had a much higher score. Had we been a little bit luckier with finishing. That's not to take away from the great piece of skill involved with the fifth goal, though. We saw Juban Ryo, who is back with the Cappies after a long absence, feed a perfect pass to debutant Buhui. And I probably said his name wrong. I still need to practice that. But he surely has practiced his finishing skills, because he put that ball past the keeper and had a great backflip celebration afterwards that is worth watching. The Cappies have had big ups and downs this season. I've talked about last week and how bad that was, but I still believe that we are on the upswing coming up to the playoffs. The academy players like Moroka, Delibera, and Taha have matured into their starting positions, and some of our more experienced pieces like Mikaeleto, Ryo, and Abdi Mohammed are back from injury and returning to top form. Next up, we travel to Orlando in what promises to be a pretty difficult match, but I am confident our good form will continue. Go Cappies, go Crew, and thank you.
All right, we're back. Thank you again to Chris. Thank you again to President Bird. We are going to do another giveaway. We have the freely shipped, freely advertised Hell is Real scarf. We're going to give away now. You can. Oh, you can. I can hear it. Yes.
Yep. Supporter supply.
Ben
Hell
is
real.
actively reshuffling the entrance here, and now he's. Oh, I hear
Morton.
it. Yep.
Morton
is going to. Oh, Morton is hoping that his name will be drawn.
Supply genuinely donated.
I forgot to put one in. So.
A Hell is Real scarf by letting me pay them $20 from my bank account. And I will give away. All right, I got one. You ready?
All right. Yeah.
All right, it is Anthony Pre at imasnake.org. It is Brittany Wanger with a 440 area code. Is that Cleveland too, Ish? 440?
I think it's up north. Yeah.
Man.
Congrats,
right.
Brittany.
Well, Brittany, congrats.
Congrats, Brittany.
May your neck
you
never grow cold.
My air horn from the Yanks podcast.
It's Cleveland.
Yeah.
Hey, all right.
Great. That's great. Okay, so
I love that the three winners have been from Cleveland. It's like the three major cities, and they're all Crew fans from Cleveland. Oh, this is great.
Maybe we should should we invest in a billboard between Cleveland and Columbus? Clearly, the people are driving.
Just put it up in Mansfield.
Yeah,
or just cheese burn. I mean, that's how they.
Hell is real with a QR code, and it's just our show.
It's warmer down here.
All right, guys. See you in hell.
Okay, so all right, we are gonna jump over to predictions. Let's do a little the fluff segment of the end of the League's Cup. We just we did a.
You're not going to let this die. You want to talk about?
Well, I do. Just briefly. I mean,
it's so rough to talk about. It really is.
I'll just say that since our last show, where everyone other than Trey and I were eliminated, I had chosen Monterey, and Trey chose Miami. I watched the Monterey-Nashville game, and they
on TV.
I put it on. It was a liquid crystal display, and
wow. What are you, Superman?
They didn't show up.
Nah.
Nashville played a great game. They were at home. Although who knows how they deemed it could have been a neutral site, but it looked awfully Nashville to me.
And then Monterey proceeded to get absolutely smashed by.
They
Philly.
did. It was just like, I don't know. It was just they lost that game, and that's fine. So Nashville went to the final. Miami played Philadelphia, right?
Yeah.
In Philly. And
That was
embarrass
even
those
better.
guys. Yeah.
At 4 shots on goal and 3 goals? It's like Miami.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, more questions about whether Messi has been defended. And then the final, I did watch. I was glad to be. I think it was the day that I moved from Central Time to Eastern Time. I was visiting my in-laws in Cincinnati, so I was able to easily stay awake and watch what I would describe as the dumbest way to win a trophy. The Messi goal. I mean, just
I
real
was gonna
quick.
say, don't gloss over.
I won't
it.
gloss over the game. So, what I know is that Messi touched the ball for between 5 and 6 seconds and scored in I don't remember what it was, like the 20th minute or something. But
yes,
I
top
think
of
it
the
was
18, moves left, puts it. Zimmerman gets a touch on it. Messi regains control, and then he puts it upper 90.
It was
the
a great
magic
goal.
Little man does his thing.
It was a great goal. But I think
bless.
even at the 75th minute or something, whatever it was, later in the game, they put up an XG for Miami of 0.06.
Yeah, it was just like a poop emoji.
Right. It was like just the amount of time that Messi had the ball. That was the amount of time that they expected to have a goal, and they got one. Right.
Yeah.
Nashville scored. Gosh, I don't even remember.
I would say Miami had that one big chance of the guy diving and kicks it into the
that was
post.
Campana. Campana, the guy.
Campana.
Yeah,
at the very end of the game. Yeah,
pretty boy at the very end of the game, 93rd, 94th minute. He
very pretty.
He should. And he's the guy who always scores against the Crew, right? He's put 2 in.
Correct.
When we were away,
2
and he put 1 in when we hosted them at home, and so he could have finished the game. He didn't. And it was 1-1. Then it went to the shootout. Now, I think that this does bear mentioning because we talked about PK practice. I will say that the shootout was fine for the first five rounds. There was a block by Miami, I think, in the second shot, and then I loved how they said, I don't remember who it was, but it was like, this guy's played more games for Miami than anyone else, and he's the cornerstone of the Miami team,
which is like 18 games,
right? And then his shot got blocked, and so then they went into the next round, and they just traded goals, 5 in a row, and we talked about PK practice for the Crew. It was nice to see at least players putting the ball on frame. Whereas I think there were 5 consecutive misses in our shootout that knocked us out of the League's Cup.
Yeah, clown show.
And then, speaking of clown show, this title, which included the winner, granted a Champions League berth, was decided by which goalkeeper could stop the other goalkeeper's PK.
Which I think is kind of awesome. I think I'm the only one.
I think it's pretty cool.
I think Mars had a huge problem with it based on the fact that I can't say anything he texted us because it is so explicit. He was so mad. It was
I was so happy.
You know what? So. I'll just say this. I'll say this. I have a lot of respect for Messi. I have no respect for Miami, and I hope they enjoy the ride, and I hope that they have, plenty of budget to clean all their pink polo shirts.
MLS will find budget for them.
Okay.
They're just rolling back with 15 points. Like, look at us.
I wish I could repeat some of the things that I said, but I just can't because I would get a card and I'd get ejected before we do our predictions here. So let's get into that. Congratulations, Nashville, for being a real team.
Yeah, before we get into the predictions, I just want to shout out Way. He had a question about, I'm going to paraphrase here because I don't have it in front of me. Now that Nancy did the intro igniting, do we care actually about the intro igniting for the Crew pregame
I
and
did
stuff
respond
like that?
to that. It was pretty cool on Sunday. So it all depends on who's next.
It was an absolute perfect flex from the Crew to have to
awesome.
do that.
I loved it.
And Not only that, but the promo before with the boxing glove, I really thought it was going to be Buster Douglas.
Yeah, I did too. Everybody did.
Yeah, and then having it be Nancy coming out.
Kudos. Yeah, it's good job front office for that. That was solid. That was like a really good shout.
Yay.
As far as the
right.
intro thing, I've never been a fan of necessarily that, or
I don't think I'm not a fan of it. I just don't.
I'm indifferent.
I'm indifferent, but it was pretty cool this week.
It's not a jackhammer for no reason at all. Yeah.
Okay, so I did anyone win the Leagues Cup? Did we have any like contributors to Leagues Cup predictions or anything like that we want to mention?
No, just way. I posted
other than Trey.
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah.
I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah, Way did it.
One of us got
it. I just packaged up his
That's all
his thing. He's the only one that actually. I was like, hey, score prediction. Like whoever gets it, and he's the only one that responded because it was buried in all the hell is real stuff. I was like, you win. And then when we met him, I was like, hey man, you win. I'm gonna send you some stuff. He's like, you don't got to, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna send you some weird stuff.
Make sure you give him free shipping for sure. Okay, so let's
just send him a bill and
I'll just send him a QR code with our Venmo.
That's what we should put on the billboard between Columbus and Cleveland is my Venmo.
We did have a guy walk up to the tent and just try to give me $20, and I didn't understand what was happening.
He said you were pretty, and he handed you $20.
Take it.
He's like, hey, the ginger one.
We hang it out on corners. You know,
gotta take it. Okay, so let's review our predictions from the Cincy game, and then we'll lay it out for Toronto.
Yeah, we play Toronto. Trillium.
The Trillium Cup. So, Mort, go through where things stand in our predictions table. If I remember correctly, we all
tables.
So everybody for this game, I thought we would win.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love our attitude. We're good guys. We're great. But we did all expect the other team to score. So there was a couple of 3-1 results. There was a 3-2 result, and it was a 2-1 result. So a couple of us got at least 3 goals, right? But we didn't.
We expected the top team in the East
to at least score a goal.
To score a goal, because that is, goal. That is the goal of the game, is to score, and they were unable
only
to
score one.
Right?
I expected Baby Acosta to do something.
Yeah. So in short, it means that everybody got 1 point. So that means the standing, we're gonna dust off this list because it's been a couple of weeks. That means the standing is a tie for number 1. This is gonna go down the wire, I think, guys, between Ben and Mars with 17 points. I have solidified my second place spot with 13 points, Trey with 11, and then Haas, you got 8 points, and I feel like you're going to come strong at the end of the season here.
Yeah, it's possible.
You're the Inter Miami of this podcast.
Because just come as strong as you can.
You're the resident gambler, so everybody... Gambling doesn't pay off.
Yeah. Also, he's bad at guessing. But call Messi. Call Messi and ask him what the result's going to be, and maybe that would be your way of being the Miami of this.
You would just be like, I don't know, defer taxes to a nation island.
I feel like, we're a couple layers deep on this metaphor, and I'm a little lost. So
don't mind us. When it gets later in the pod, it gets real
so
whiskey
like. It's so late, and I'm in Central Time. So
11:25.
Okay, all right. Before the sun rises, let's tell us about where we are and where Toronto is in the table, so that we can do our predictions for this week.
Canadians.
He's shaking his head because he was not prepared for this moment.
That is correct.
Toronto has lost
not on the document.
9 in a row.
We are 5th in the East with 39 points. Toronto is 14th, just above Inter Miami.
They've literally lost 9 straight games at this point.
They're terrible.
Nine-
So they're 1
okay.
point above
That
Inter
include
Miami.
And the
Cup?
3 games before that were ties.
And are we
Yeah,
at
we-
home? Are we at home?
Yeah,
or-
we're at home, and you know how great we do against really crappy teams.
Yeah, right. 7-0, Toronto.
Yeah. That's
We
been
are
the
great
constant-
at snapping opposing teams' losing streaks.
What are you, first? Yeah, we're going to win pretty convincingly. Oh, you're last? Yeah,
It is kind of funny with
Lose
the
by a
season we're
touchdown.
having how many times we've been stumbling on like the weaker teams. We had Portland recently away.
Miami twice. Yep.
Yep.
Shoot,
Yeah.
we tied this Toronto team
Yep.
early in the season.
Mhm.
Yeah, 1-1.
Yeah. And- oh,
That was the game that Mort's favorite player, Madronda, scored
Yep.
somehow.
Oh, wow. That was the first one? Like the chip?
Mhm.
The big
Tied it
chip? Oh, wow.
His
Yeah, March
only
That was a
11th.
long time ago.
one. Yeah.
Favorite
Yeah,
player.
he hasn't seen the field. All right.
hold on. I have a timer going off. I said, do you guys remember like 12 weeks ago? I said I was going to set a timer to check in on DC for Ben.
Yes.
It just went off.
Let's do it.
It just went off.
You know what? Let's not do it. Let's wait.
10th
How's they
place,
doing?
25 points. Or I'm sorry, that's games played. 30 points, 10th place.
They're in 10th place. Okay.
I mean,
Do you want me to set another timer?
Just below
Yeah,
the playoff
set
line.
another.
I think Ben and I both said they were going to be a playoff.
Yeah,
team,
no,
so-
Trey and I are on the exact same page on that. I still
Okay.
think they are.
I'll set another timer, and give you the benefit of the
they
doubt.
lost to DC.
Well, because the
Or
reason
Toronto.
the reason why my timer remembered that just now is because we were talking about bad teams that we've lost to.
Yes.
Did we have a hard time against DC? I can't remember. We played them twice in quick succession, right? We played them.
It was like within 3 games we played them twice.
I'm
Yeah.
bringing their.
I know we won one.
I don't want to distract. I'm causing
Yeah.
a distraction, but I do want to point out that DC is not doing well. Let's do our predictions. Let's start with Ben. How are we going to do?
No, we
against-
beat them both.
We did.
I'm sorry.
We
yeah,
did.
2-0
Okay.
both
Oh, so
times.
they've always been bad. Okay, and you guys are just wrong. All right.
Yes.
So Ben,
Yeah,
you
we're
jump
just
in
dumb.
with your prediction for Toronto this Saturday at home. What's it going to be?
I'm going to say 4-0. I mean, if we're beating Cincy
Good
3, if we're
Lord.
beating Cincy 3-0, I mean, wow.
Did you listen to the conversation we just had?
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
No,
This is
I've got
the
memento
hangover.
disease or whatever.
Yeah, don't qualify. You don't need to qualify. It's fine.
Okay.
4-0 Ben.
All right.
All right.
Yeah,
Mark.
I'll see you this time next week.
4-0. No, 3-0. More. What about you?
Yeah, it's a ridiculous score. I'm going 6. No, I'm not kidding. 3-1.
Okay, 3-1. That was the one that let you down last time.
No,
Wanna
I had
try
3.
that one again.
I had 3-2.
No, well, I'm referring, of course, to the 4-1, no 3-1.
Oh yeah.
Line that you chose.
Yeah. So if it's 6-0, I'm going to be really disappointed.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Let's see what happens. It's possible that I've heard that they've lost 9 in a row. Trey, what about you?
This is it. This is the week. It's gonna happen.
Oh,
1-0.
Nothing crew.
Wow.
1-0
It's going to
crew.
happen this week.
Okay.
This is it.
I'm willing to say if there's one week it doesn't happen, it's this week.
So yeah, so like we said, we met a lot of new folks.
Yeah,
we're
we
gonna
should
do the drawing for the
yeah.
jersey here shortly. If you haven't been a listener in the past, it's been too long to remember how long ago it was.
Dude,
But
insane.
I predicted that we would not win a game 1-0 for the rest of the season.
That was like game 1 or something like that.
No, it wasn't game one.
It's been
It wasn't
about
game one.
21 weeks.
yeah. It was about
And
week
and it
5.
hasn't
Something
happened.
about
It hasn't happened, and I just want
has
to. I
not.
want to double down and say that it's not going to happen now.
This week, we're gonna beat the Hosers.
It's not going to happen
1-0.
now. And so I want to provide that context. Haas, give your prediction.
I'm going 2-0. Crew.
I like that.
All right.
Hmm.
I think we'll repeat at 3-0. All right. I think we got all the scores. I think we've
Yeah.
done everything we've come out here to do. God, I wish. Could we do like an explicit edition where I just read my text messages from the What was it called? The
Warning.
Leagues Cup final.
Oh man,
The Don Garber cash grab cup.
it was
Okay.
all caps. I was like, "Is this caps,
So,
bro?"
I was capsing.
So the only thing we have left is the big prize, right?
That's right. And
Yep.
that's what we're going to
Prize.
do now. That's what we're
Oh,
going to
he's
do now.
digging in.
Oh,
Okay.
jersey of
Come on,
your
Ben.
choice.
Give us the big prize.
Oh man,
I wish I would have been there so I could have put a ticket in.
Drum roll, please.
Insert drum
I
roll
can't
sound.
do it.
Insert drum
Ben
roll,
will do
please.
it.
There's one drummer in this whole thing.
yeah. All right, you ready? So this is the person.
It's not
I feel like I need to
is a
keep it like
person.
visible. All right, hold on.
It's very
Morgan
All right.
Precourt. What?
Oh, all right. It is Susie Kramer.
Yeah,
Susie!
You
did it! You did it!
All right. We've been talking about this for longer than I've said the 1-0 thing. You just won it.
You just won.
Congrats, Susie.
Yeah,
All right.
Congrats, Susie.
Susie, and if you need
Ben,
if you
the
need
important
my
thing.
QR for
What's
my
the area
Venmo.
code?
Here, what's the area code?
614. Oh man.
Wrong sport.
Right.
Wow.
So, and we will be putting that Venmo QR out there in case anyone wants to donate.
We got to figure out a way to make money on this. It's such a good idea. Yeah, I kept yelling
No, we
I
don't.
kept yelling drivingcrooner.com at the end like I wasn't even promoting our podcast. I just kept yelling drivingcrooner.com. It's such a great idea.
To other new listeners who are not familiar with the show, I think you should leave. There are too many references to it. Okay. Hey, congratulations, Susie. Congratulations,
Yeah, Susie.
Craig.
Congrats, Susie Kramer.
Who? Help me.
Oh, you're trying to do that again? All right, we got Nick and we got Brittany.
Brittany with the
So-
scarf. Nick with the shirt.
Mm-hmm. And then Craig with the hat.
Or no. Yeah, Craig with the hat.
Craig
And,
hat.
and we had a lot of fun, right?
hat.
I mean, I'm gonna try and make.
Yeah,
the
we're
next
gonna do
one.
this
We're
again.
gonna do it again.
If they give us a permit this time.
And as I mentioned earlier, I mentioned earlier, we are at the top of the power rankings, ESPN. I'm feeling good,
yeah.
man. I'm feeling good. We smashed Cincinnati,
And we smashed
Playoff
Cincinnati
push, baby.
too. A total aggregate of 8-1.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Oh boy.
yeah.
Big win for Crew, too.
Oh man, and Austin lost really, really bad.
Hell can be real even if you're not there. You know, like
No.
you can just acknowledge its reality
Okay.
for someone else, and that is
Okay.
everyone in Cincinnati.
He is risen.
It was a great week. Can't wait to see what the result will be in Toronto. But until then, go Crew.
Go
Thanks everyone for joining the club. We hope you'll listen next week and every week, even in the off season, to celebrate or commiserate. We'll save you a seat. If you like this podcast, please give us 5 stars and subscribe. You can email us at upper90clubpod@gmail.com. That's upper90clubpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at upper90clubpod. Go Crew!
In real time, translate. Oh yeah, to French.
I was like,
Oh, humiliating. It's so humiliating.